Okay. What's up, everybody? This is Crispy Cody, and I am here today with my good musical friend, Ronnie. Say hello.
Hey,
Hey. All right. This is Crispy Reviews Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite bands of all time. Ronald, would you like to give it away?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the what?
Lizard Wizard.
Lizard Wizard. What kind of
That's
lizard
it.
wizard sorcery is that, huh?
The best kind.
The best kind. Holy
Oh yeah.
cow. That's mischievous. No, so this band, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, they've been around for a little bit now. When did they start? I think it was 2010, right?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah,
They bounced back and forth with members, names,
yeah. I know
play
that this
styles.
record here, which is like one of the first records that got me into them and stuff. Oddments. This is a collection of tracks that they were recording back all the way to 2007, and I know it says that because it's on this sticker.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could get the lighting on that or not.
yeah. You got the flightless repress,
Yep.
the purple one. That's really
The
cool.
purple one, yeah. The hot wax. That's what I like to
Yeah.
call it because that's my favorite song off that record.
Oh
But
yeah.
anywho, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is hailing from Australia, and they have a very interesting sound because they don't identify as one sound. They identify as numerous collections of genres, and they bring it all together in a very classy kind of way, I would say, that can get really rowdy and fun and all over the top. Ronnie?
Yeah, yeah. I would say they're anybody that tries to define them as like, oh, they're a progressive band or a psychedelic band. Oh, they play blues rock. I'm like, don't try to explain it to anybody. Just
They
tell them the
are,
band name, tell them where they can listen,
yeah,
and let them
and
figure out
that's
what they
it.
want to
Let them
label them
explore
themselves.
because
Yeah,
you'll gravitate to whatever sound that you like most. That's what I seem to notice with them.
yeah, yeah. For me, just gravitating toward the
All of it.
mass. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. The actual part where you can feel the energy because I think that's where this band really shines is their kineticism between each other. They're like all brothers, I feel like, on stage. They just get along so well. The chemistry is just electric. It's always lightning in a bottle every show, it seems.
yeah. And I think Stu's already said too. He doesn't really like plan what they're going to do super well. It's just on the fly. Let's
Off
do
the
this, this,
cuff.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's try that tonight. And they know like their fans aren't watching with like notepads, like writing down what they messed
Taking
up on or anything.
notes. Not everyone's a
So
critic, right?
if they want to play Intrasport, then no, everyone wants it. If it sounds terrible to them, no one cares. They just want to hear it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. And you know what? Just to bring that up, they are on tour right now. You did get to see them not that long ago.
Yeah,
Their tour began on August the 15th. So almost, well, what's today? Today's the 14th. So almost a month ago.
yeah,
So one day away from a month, they started this tour in Washington, D.C. They then played these two wonderful shows that you got to witness, which was August 16th and 17th in New York City at Forest Hills Stadium, one of
yeah,
the most historical venues in New York City that has had many amazing rock acts graze the stage. And then they've gone on to play a whole 24 show circuit across the United States, which ends tonight in Washington, the state, not DC, the state,
yeah.
at the Gorge Amphitheater, which is a 3 hour marathon set. So these boys, they are one of the hardest working bands in the industry, without a doubt. I know that we are a part of the subreddit, we're a part of the ever growing community, the Weirdo Swarm, the Gizzheads, everybody out there that supports this band. Uh, it's amazing what these guys have been doing. Seriously, like
Yeah.
how many records are they up to now? 25 or 26?
I think B7.
The 26. Okay, that's what I figured it was.
Yeah, the interview they did with Rolling Stone, though, they did
Hmm.
say that they were unprepared for some of their set lists because they were working for those 3 weeks before the tour on a techno album.
Interesting. So they already have been working on more music, which is probably what they're going to do in between this break that's coming up too.
It would make sense for that gap to like tease a new record, drop a single, drop a record, boom, hit the ground running. Second leg of the U.S. tour, playing new songs. I think it would pull a lot more attention to them that way.
Yes, I agree. So this is the Rolling Stone article that we were just talking about that just came out 2 days ago. They were talking about their 13,000 capacity Forest Hill Stadium out in New York City. And then it looks like here they're talking about the improvised techno album that's in the works. So you're correct. There is some type of album that is in the pipeline, and it's going to be techno inspired. I really like the silver chord a lot. I like that they played with synthesizers so much. And on this tour, I've noticed on their live streams and the songs that they're doing, they'll do a lot of like circuitry and sequencers and all these things on the synthesizers and all that such, and it's really cool. I like that they're getting really experimental with their sound in a different direction, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think when anybody sees Stu put on the bucket hat and the
Yeah,
glasses, like the Willy
Psy
Wonka
Boogie.
shades that he wears. Oh yeah, people will. I mean, there's a shift. Like people are getting ready. They get really excited.
Yeah, I love that whole era of King Giz when they were doing all the different boogies and the jams and stuff. So that's a great thing that they're like coming back to, I feel. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I'm really wanting a more Butterfly 3000 esque. I'm wanting that vibe again. I've loved the silver chord, but obviously,
Nice.
but I really wanted them to go back to that. Just to touch on it again. I don't need them to stay there.
Yeah, I agree. I think what they were doing with the silver chord was fun. And then there was the other record too that they did changes, which had like a piano esque kind of sound with different synths and whatnot as well. I think it would be fun if they can combine both of those two and get like really experimental with the like pop or like a synth pop kind of album. Maybe like inspired by like 80s synth pop. That would be really cool.
Going back on this like rewind phase, like with B741, if they did their version of a new wave,
Yeah.
I think that would be something really fun. Like dabbling with a little bit of Duran Duran.
Yeah, Duran Duran is like a cornerstone, great band to
Making
model
their
it off
own
of.
Duran record.
Yes, like Rio. Rio's an amazing record, like cover to cover. Tears for Fears, like
I
their
could,
stuff was pretty cool in the beginning as well. Or The Fix. The Fix is a really cool new wave band as well.
yeah, I mean, could you hear Joey doing like his own cover of Rio?
Yes,
That'd be incredible.
that would be incredible. They're probably already messing
Not
around
not
with that.
Stu. That's, I don't want Stu to sing that. I love Stu,
No.
but he needs to leave that golden God voice to Joey.
Yes.
I mean, I think Joey got to prove that on Raw Feel. He's the singer of the group. Him and Ambrose. Stu, he's the puppet master. He has some okay singing, but he's got other talents. It's not singing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think it's great that on this latest record, Flight B741, which came out on August 9th, before this tour even started this year. I think it's great that he's allowing other members of the band to like shine in the songs, like there was the original single that they released, La Risque, where all the band members pretty much like sing on the record. It's pretty amazing. Like you were saying, you got like
Yeah,
Joey and Amber Rose who shine, and even Cavs, he's got a part where he sings too. So I like it. It's fun.
I think it's probably the most collaborative album they've made. Because even with like Infest the Rat's Nest, it had just like Joey, Cavs, and Stu, and then everybody else, took a break from recording. I don't know what they recorded on that, but with B741, everybody gets to be a main character of their own for whatever that is. Even like Cavs probably against his will. I don't know if he wanted to be on the mic, but he is. So they're made part of the front and center. So they get to be a shining character. And on this tour too, each one of these band members has a moment where maybe once a night or once every other night, they're singled out where the focus is on them. So I think that's what keeps some of these bands together is they shine that spotlight off of, the main character of the stage to
Yeah.
somebody else and give them a little more. They get to experience the wow. They
The
get
wow
to
factor.
experience the gratitude from the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if all 6 King Giz members were lined up and there was a bunch of fans outside, some bands, most of the fans would try to go meet the lead
The singer.
singer
Yeah.
or, the main guitarist. But in this case, you'd be
Every
just as
yeah.
happy meeting Lucas as you would meeting Stu. It's that important of
Yeah.
a key part to what makes the wheel turn.
Yeah. And I would argue with you that bands haven't really been like that since like I don't even know, like maybe like the early 2000s. Like we haven't had like a band where cohesively every member was like popular type thing.
Right.
Unless it's like a boy band or some bullshit, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because even there's other bands that I love, and I don't know all the members. And if I saw them out, I probably wouldn't recognize them. I wouldn't
exactly.
approach them. I wouldn't even say, "Hey, excited for the show." I wouldn't know. It's just, and that's a band that I.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true. Unless it's like some type of like we said a pop band or something like that's like
Yeah.
100% like in the main light or mainstream where they're just all out there and everybody's on the bandwagon for the entire band, but we
Right.
don't normally see that, like not in this sense. It was more like that in like the 80s and the 90s, like for sure, like if you think
Right.
Nirvana, you would not just think of Kurt Cobain. You would think of, Dave Grohl on the drums. You would think of Pat on the guitar. It was like quintessential that you would know every member for most of those bands back then. But nowadays, it's more about just the singer. A
Right.
great example of that, for at least in metal terms, would be like Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse. Like nobody knows a single member from Falling in Reverse other than him. That's it.
Nope.
Like it's just him. Mates just come and go, whether they died from natural causes or they just hated him so much they left the band. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's a shame that he puts a great name like Ronnie to shame.
My bad.
But no, but I mean, probably with that situation, I mean, imagine if you were part of a group project and you have one guy just over there doing all the stuff, and then you get to add on the sprinkles on top of the
Yeah.
glue
And then the
for your
guy who
school
does the
project.
sprinkles is the one who actually gets the fame and the glory.
Right. And then
Yeah.
everyone wants to talk with him
To the
because he
sprinkles.
did it all. So there's going to be jealousy, frustration, animosity there. And it's going to build, fans will be able to interpret that all on their own. They'll see it on the live performance. They'll tell on the records. They'll flip through and say, Ronnie Radke recorded guitar too, and this, and he did the drums. Like, it just
Never.
shows that he's taking over people's creative thing. So the money's good for them. I mean, I'm sure they get paid well, but
Yeah.
how long will the money satisfy their happiness? It's a ticking time bomb until the project ends.
Yeah. Or,
But I think,
the band members just go different ways. They start up other projects. There's so
and
many
that's
bands
what I
that
was gonna
break away and
say.
start other projects.
That's what's cool about King Giz too is like they have outlets of their own. So if they're not feeling like, man, I'm getting enough out of Stu's project, King Gizzard,
Yeah.
you have Joey with Bullant,
Yep.
Ambrose with the Murlocs, and Gum Bros, whatever else he's doing. He's doing a million things.
He's doing a
You
lot.
know, Lucas is doing the Woods band. I'll be honest, the Moss. I forget the name of that band.
Mhm.
Cavs has got his own record. Cookie is Pie Pie, which has a new record coming out.
Yep, that's exciting.
It
It'll
is.
be
That
on.
Lords of Lithium song is stuck in
Yeah,
my head. It is
yeah.
amazing.
It's a great. Maybe maybe it's him that's like the driving influence for the new record. That would be pretty cool. Through his experimentation, he's probably like bringing that to the table, and everyone's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What you doing over here, bro? This is
I,
some good stuff. You're cooking over here. This is some hot shit. I want to
I
make
love the
something out of
element
that."
of the element he brings to King Gizzard and his own stuff because it sounds like this dorky kid who just discovered a computer.
Yeah,
And I mean, he puts that onto songs too, like the Garden Goblin, Down the Sink. He doesn't try to like fluctuate his voice or really show you what he can do vocally.
no,
He's he's just like, "Isn't this the place for you?" I mean, it's very like talking,
it's like a
slight
monotone
singing.
kind of sound. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that. No, he
So
sounds sort of computery on his own. Like it
yeah,
sounds like it was generated by text, but it's him singing,
yeah,
which adds to the fun electronic stuff he does. And then when he puts that voice on songs like Antarctica or the self-titled track on B741, it's super highlighted. Like you can tell it's him. There's
yeah,
no there's no like, oh well, this could be Joe. It's not Joey. It's definitely Cookie because you can hear these little
yeah.
things that he does.
I think it's great that they're able to showcase that on this new record, Flight B741. You and I both share a very similar track that we like a lot. I know that you like the whole record, but like Field of Vision, that song by itself, I feel like defines the record by itself. Like you just listen
Well,
to that, and it's just like a perfect love note of the entire, or a thesis statement of the
right.
record. You know,
But you got to call it Field of Chicken now.
Field of Chicken. Why is it
Yeah.
called that?
Ambrose got on stage, and I think he just got a little too hungry, but he
Okay.
brought a Costco chicken on stage,
Hey,
and he
a
starts
chicken
eating the
bake?
rotisserie.
Is it a chicken bake? Do you want to get a
It's
Costco chicken bake?
a double chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate cookie. I got
No,
the
so
chicken
he,
bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
he brings the rotisserie chicken on stage, and he's
Oh
eating while they're
shit.
playing. And I didn't see it in any of the videos of the stream, but fans say he started throwing pieces out into the crowd so they could eat too.
Oh my
And then when he
god.
did Field of Vision, he changes the Vision lyric to chicken. So
In this field of chicken. We don't need no vision. In this field of chicken. We don't need no chicken.
Field of Chicken.
this is at the Richmond show. He goes, in this field of chicken. Like he goes out of his way to pronounce it really heavily. We
Damn.
don't need no chicken.
That's hysterical. Did he add
Yeah.
any other lyrics into it other than that, or it was
I
just
think he said just chicken several
just
times. And the
chicken?
crowd
Okay.
was very responsive to it. Like if you listen to the live,
Yeah.
anytime that he says chicken, you can hear somebody next to whatever the device they were using to record.
Yeah.
Like somebody's laughing down
Yeah.
there. And then the
That's
band at first, when he first says it, if you watch the live stream, they're like, "What are you doing?" But then they start laughing and
yeah.
getting into it too. But when he said in this field of chicken, they said field of vision. So
Yeah.
I think that's why they were like,
They're like,
"What are you?
wait, what? Yeah.
We have way too much on our plate to be changing lyrics.
Yeah.
We can
But
barely remember the lyrics we have to."
exactly. But did they join in and start saying chicken after that, or no?
I don't think so. I think they just let him do his chicken thing because he was the chicken man that night.
Man, that's pretty foul of him.
Yeah.
Oops. I'll insert a drum snare. That's amazing, dude. Holy shit. I like that so much. So like we said, they're wrapping up the tour tonight, and
Yeah.
they will be taking a little hiatus. Not long, short. They'll be back.
Yeah.
They'll be coming back November 1st to beautiful sunny California, playing at the Forum. and they're going to continue a span of 15 more shows, thankfully grazing us in the South and giving us a few shows. You're going to be seeing them where?
Originally, my original plan was to do Austin, New
Yeehaw, Texas.
Orleans. Yeah, I was gonna skip Houston, but it was gonna be either Austin, Houston, New Orleans, and then
Yeah.
come back for St. Augustine and Miami,
Mhm.
or do Austin, New Orleans, Georgia, and then make my way back down to Florida. But now that's scrapped. So I'm doing St. Augustine and Miami. I love them. I want to see them in every state and go to
Yeah.
every show, but too much of a good thing. I don't want it to ever be like a chore that I have to go do. I
Yeah.
feel like you can see for some of the hyper fans that they go to every show. I think
Uh-huh.
they're excited each night, but it's not as exciting for them or a new experience. I know they love it, and like I love certain foods and songs, but after I have them so many times or I enjoy them so many times, it
Yeah.
starts to take away the special
Yeah. I mean, it's
what
just
made
like
it feel
anything.
great.
This good thing, King Gizzard, they do things very differently live. They play a different set list pretty much every night. They don't stick to the same set list everywhere they go. And that's like one of the rarities that this band also is able to pull off. Their deep category of 26 albums now. They can literally just pull anything out of a hat and be like, okay, we're going to play this tonight. And it's like, holy shit, you guys haven't played that like ever. Or you've only played
Yeah.
that song here once ever. And it's like, wow. Now you like for those people who are constantly going show to show to show, they have something like special to remember that show for by itself. Oh,
Yeah, and one of the things I do is like in Miami in 2022, I got to see them for those two shows,
yes.
and they played Sadie Sorceress there. And it was
Yes.
cool. Like it was right after Joey shook up a champagne bottle and popped the cork into Screw's butt, and then I think he shook up the champagne, started spraying it all over the crowd immediately, right after handing the bottle of champagne. This is Sadie Sorceress. I
Wow.
think Ambrose did that,
Yeah.
and then they went right into the song. But
Is that Sadie Sorceress? Let me tell you about this lady named Sadie. She's wild like a witch. She's my final Quidditch. Smoking witties and drinking titties and clipping it. She's a rollerblade skater, masquerading, squabbling, gobbling. You are well, and I'm murder.
since then,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to see on any. It may have been on one or two, but I checked the set list just to see like I'm focusing on one song to see when they'll play it again. It just hasn't popped up.
Yeah. Well, so they're coming back, and you're seeing them in Florida. I'm seeing them in New Orleans. That's going to be cool. It'll be my first time seeing them. I'm very excited. I wish I was seeing them with you, but if plans change, I'll let you know, and I'm very excited. Ronnie, do you have any final saying of words? Chicken.
I guess in this field of chicken, I
In this field of chicken.
if you have the chance, if they're local enough, within 2 hours away, definitely go see them.
Make the drive.
I actually had a friend who we indoctrinated into the Weirdo Swarm and hadn't listened to much King Gizzard. His name's Irving. He went to the New York show, and now he's seeing a little more why people want to keep going to these shows, why people are listening to them. So even if you're like, man, I just can't get into these studio albums, this is too intense, there's too much ground to cover, go to a show. Go enjoy it, see what it's about. I think you'll leave wanting more, definitely.
100%. I agree 1,000 times over, because this community that supports this band is unlike anything that we've ever seen. I think they will go down in history as one of the greatest bands ever. So
Yeah, and see them now, because they've gotten bigger exponentially since I started listening, which that was in 2015. Now we have Forest Hills. At the time, when I followed them on Instagram, I think they had 11,000 followers.
Wow.
So they didn't have a huge outreach. They didn't have what they have now. So if you don't hop on the Giz train now, you might hop on when they're playing at Madison Square Garden and you're in the nosebleeds. So If you want to be in the moment, you want to be in the pit, you want to be part of it, do it now. Like there's no waiting. Then win.
If not now, then when? Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Ronnie, I greatly appreciate your time and being able to come on the podcast and share some of your insight on the band. I would love to go in deeper and get to know more, and we will get in touch soon, okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All righty. Well, that's going to do it today for the Crispy Reviews podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, follow, all the fun things that you like to do. And we'll see you in the next episode. Over and
Thanks. See ya.
Look at all those chickens.